Okay, so the name of the temple is I Ching Dao, which means the classic or book of change, and Tao is the way. This is Tai Chi Bo, Kana Bliss Gong Fu in yoga, and this is the beginning of the form. First we have what's called Wu Chi posture. Start out from attention and just open, like standing on the square, so the feet are pointing at the two corners. Left hand, right hand. The thumb of the right hand goes inside the left hand. I'm sorry, the thumb of the left hand goes inside the right hand. Right hand grabs the thumb, left hand on top. Left hand is considered spirituality, right hand is considered the physical world. So we're wrapping the physical inside the spiritual and placing it on the Dian-Tien. This is my navel. The Dian-Tien is about 3 finger lengths below the navel. This is called Wu Chi. It's a meditation posture. You can imagine light coming from the center of the universe down through the top of the head, through the body, and out of the feet, down to the center of the earth. This is actually an exercise from Kabbalah called the middle pillar exercise. So the first movement from Wu Chi is before anything was formed. In the Bible they call it the void. In Kemetic we call it Amen. Energy matter before anything was created. When things started to move, it created yin and yang, which created 3 Yows. We'll go over the first. Open the heels up and make the feet straight. That should give you about shoulder width apart. The feet are straight. The weight is not forward and is not back. It is balanced on the foot. You can bend the knees slightly. This is called the high stance, and it's the first Yow. There are 3 Yows there are 3 Yows after the yin and yang, which is the Tai Chi symbol. So the first Yow is a high stance, which is called the 5 bows. The 2 legs, when you bend them, are 2 bows. The 2 arms make a bow, slightly bowing the elbows. You want the width of the hands away from the legs, about the thumb width. So, and then turn the palms like you're holding a ball. Now the fingers are not held up or just relaxed. They're at the same angle as the thigh. Elbows bent slightly. So these are 2 bows in the legs, 2 bows in the arms, and 2 bows from the hip by pushing the hip forward slightly, straightening out the lower spine, and the upper body you're letting relax so it becomes round a little bit like a boxer. You're not pressing in though, and you're not lifting the chest, just relax. So that's the 5th bow, the body. The chin is pushed back a little bit to help straighten the upper part of the spine. This posture will make the energy, or the yang energy, yang y'all call it, rise up the spine. The tip of the tongue is placed at the roof of the mouth. Turn back and place at the roof of the mouth. This connects the yang energy to the yin energy coming down the front of the body. This is called the microcosmic orbit. You don't have to do anything, just form the body. With the legs, you want to turn out the knees a little bit, like you're screwing the feet into the ground. So they're not just relaxed, they're turned out. The toes are slightly gripping the ground. There's no hard tension, just a little bit. Turn the knees out, grip the ground, push the hips forward a little bit, not like Wing Chun or Bruce Lee. Let the top of the body relax, don't crunch it in, just relax. Push the chin back slightly to straighten the spine. Close the eyes slightly like you're about to go to sleep. And turn the corners of the mouth up like you're about to smile. You don't have to grin, just like you're about to smile. This loosens the muscles in the face. The breath, the mind is on the lower abdomen, and this is where you want the breath to be. So this is the other foundation, the breath and the stance. So this stance will be considered the first yow, the first line in the trigram. You can do this stance as long as you want. The high stance is made for long standing meditation. Unlike sitting on the ground where you take the energy directly into the spine and up into the brain, the legs act like a filter before the energy gets to the brain. The stance is the foundation the foundation is the stance, and the foundation to anything is what holds a building up. If the foundation is weak, then the building is weak. Just relax and stretch the spine. Smile. Keep the eyes halfway closed. You want to close off sight or bring sight within. Bring hearing within. Bring feeling within. Bring touch and smell. All senses are in a sense drawn inward. This is called trance. Okay, so the second yow, turn the toes out and then straight. A little wider than shoulder width and go a little lower. This is the mid posture. From here you're going to raise the hands and still holding the circle, still holding the ball. In Canna Bliss Kung Fu, this is actually holding what we call a chalice. You call it a bong. So this is the second level, or the second yow. This circulates energy. The first yow grounds energy. The Wu Chi collects energy. Here we're circulating energy. So after doing the first posture, you work on the second and try to stand as long as you can. Like I said, the high posture is for you can stand an hour. This one you might want to work up to an hour. Okay, so the third yow is just a little wider. Open the toes, straight, sit. Don't bend forward. Keep the body straight. Now the hands go up towards the first eye. Sit. Now you're raising energy up into the brain. The feet are straight. This is the third yow. Of course, you're going to have to practice this a little more later. When you come up slowly and bring the feet in. Press the palms down, breathe out. Don't run away. Breathe 3 times if you plan to stop practicing. Breathe deeply 3 times before you move. So that was the 3 yows in the stance. Kung Fu always starts out working the stance. In the old days, they used to work stance for a year before you practice any martial art. So the 3 yows in the hands. The first, this one, is the Wu Chi. So we have techniques that use the hands together as far as martial art. The second is when Wu Chi starts to move, it creates Tai Chi, the yin and the yang. So this is wrist at wrist. This is the advanced form. Yin and yang starts to move. So you can practice this to strengthen the wrist joints and get all the waste from in between the joints. The second yow, this is the first yow. This is Wu Chi, this is the first yow. Second yow is wrist to elbow. Yin, this is my left, yin and yang. Now my legs are moving. I'm not moving my arms except for the movement, digging and coming across. Out and dig. You're using the fold at the elbow as a guide. You want not here, here. Up, out, and dig. Reverse, always do the opposite, as many rotations as you did the first. In, up, stop, in, white. You're in a high stance. So again, I should be moving from the legs. So these muscles are much bigger than these. So if I'm moving from the legs, I'm moving with the power from my legs up to my arms. Okay, so that's the second yow, wrist to elbow. The third yow is wrist to shoulder. This is for in close, using the elbows. We call this folding. You grab an arm and fold over it. Later on we'll get into the different directions of the elbows. But right now these exercises will help open up the joints. These exercises will help strengthen the lower body. And the breathing helps the whole body. You try to keep focused on the breath. Slow, quiet, soft, long, deep. Fill up the whole body throughout all the different exercises. Back to attention. When we open up, or when we see each other on the streets, we have our own bow in Canna Bliss Gong Fu. This is a new Gong Fu. It's similar to Drunken Fist, but it's not. So how we open up, left hand, right hand, left hand makes a tray or a plate. Right hand sits on the plate and makes, we'll explain this later. 3 fingers up, make a circle. This is the microcosmic orbit I was talking about, and this represents the 3 treasures. Jing, which is sexual energy or sexual kung fu. Shen, which is bioelectromagnetism. I'm sorry, Qi. Qi or Qi, bioelectromagnetism, you call it spirit. And Shen is what you really mean as far as spirit and consciousness. And that is what we call I call the first eye, not the third eye. The pineal gland. I say the penile gland because when you get sexually excited, it gets hard. So from here, we make the first dimension, the plate or the shield in front of you. The second is the bow. You bow, offer the elixir of immortality, we'll get into that. To the left, round, back in. To the right, offer it to the crowd. That's the second dimension, the plate. And then you make the third, well actually you made the first dimension when you did this already. That's the wheel. So we end and open up. So that would be for performance and different things like that. It could be a formal bow to each other also in the school. So again, those are the basics. The stance, the 3 yows, and the breathing is the most important. All the exercises, your mind is focused on breathing all the air that you can in and all the air that you can push out. Slow, soft, quiet, and long, and deep. But you're not just filling up here, you're going to fill up the whole body all the way as much as you can. And smile. Okay. And we say Magu Zian Sho, which means divine marijuana brings immortality. Peace.